All right,
Wow.
we are live. I am live. We are going to be talking the L word generation Q today, and welcome everybody to this fun discussion. Today, this is not Amanda, Ash, and Evelyn. Today, this is Professors Amanda, Professor Ash, and Professor Evelyn. And yeah, so I want to welcome, of course, as everybody probably already knows, I have two awesome lesbian content creators with me today. First of all, I have a very talented author and just probably one of the most well-known women loving women content creators, period, Evelyn Dar.
Hey everyone, what's up?
Thanks for joining us. I also have today with me someone who I dare say, if you're not watching her L Word Gen Q videos, like you are for sure missing out. You don't know what's going on because that is how I stay in tune with what is going on. Please welcome Ash Silver.
Hi everyone. I noticed you didn't introduce me by saying Ash Silver, who has been on the L Word Generation Q set.
Well, I commented that out
So
on one of your videos, so I feel like,
I
oh, should
need
I
to
double down?
I need to get like the little text. Once was on set for 7 hours.
That's how I feel about Kaylani following me. Like once was followed by Kaylani.
Yeah,
You
we
guys should
need
just
those.
make business cards that say those things.
Do people still make business cards? How old are we?
I'm
Oh my
old.
god, I have a stack of all my companies, and when somebody needs one, I'm like, hang on. Going through all the ones.
I'm sorry, all my references are old. I'm like, you just fax me. I'm sorry.
You would, Evelyn. Hey, everyone in the comments. Thanks for stopping by. I saw patron Lori there early. I see Angela, Aaron, Carol, everyone, Rosie, Danielle. Thank you so much for stopping by, everyone. How was your Christmas, Ash and Evelyn?
Evelyn?
Or your holiday?
It was good. It was good. I watched Knives Out, the second one.
Oh, I'm
That
gonna watch
was
that tomorrow, I think.
yeah, that was a lot of
Was it
fun.
good?
I liked it better than the first one actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
For those of us unfamiliar with Knives Out, I'm literally Googling it.
It's like a whodunit kind of thing. Like there's this,
Ah.
yeah, it's kind of there's a main detective guy and he's just solving mysteries and it's so much fun. Like the second one I think is just a lot of fun. So if you're into mysteries and kind of wacky rich people, it's a good one.
Okay, I'll have to check
And
that
he's
one out.
gay too. So there's I mean, we love the gays.
Oh yeah, anything with gay
Mm.
anything in it.
Yeah.
I'll check that out. And of course, Danielle's talking about Glass Onion. That's the big thing I'm seeing everywhere that everyone's talking about.
Well, that's what Knives Out.
Yeah.
That's the name
Oh!
of it. Yeah, yeah. I just didn't, but yeah.
Okay, I'm getting it. I was asked this morning by my wife if Glass Onion was a movie, and I was like, I don't know, but now I know it's not.
Yeah. Well, it is.
No, it is. It's the sequel.
Right.
As usual, I was
explained that
wrong.
Look, it's me. I explained that so horribly. But no, yeah, Glass Onion is a sequel.
It's like explaining it to my nana.
Oh.
I see some people are talking about an echo. Is the audio not sounding good for anyone else in the comments? Is the audio okay?
I have mine.
It
Is it
sounds good
mine?
in my headphones.
Oh, do I need to wear headphones?
No, I don't hear any echo on my end. So I was just seeing if anybody else was struggling with the audio.
Because it usually gets rid of it for you.
Right, with the echo cancellation.
I can
Ash,
get
how
out some headphones if need be.
Karen is telling us we're good, and so is Tamara. So I think it might just be Danielle who is having that issue. So I think we're good, Evelyn.
Yeah.
Ash, what about your holiday season?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm doing the daily uploads, so that takes up a lot of time and energy.
Do you ever sleep?
No.
Great, that's what I want to know.
And then my pesky real job, and my brother's here, mostly chill. My dad's wife lived through another holiday season, so that's always a bonus for her.
Okay.
It's just
Nice. Wait,
Oh
should
no,
I?
look, Alex. Hey, Alex. Alex is here.
What up,
Oh,
Alex?
hey, Alex!
Hey, girl.
Yeah.
So you're okay. Was that serious or?
Like, is she in a
No.
coma or are you just
Okay.
okay?
No, I just did not take her out. But
That's
I got
good.
a really great present today after 14 years of searching. I finally got
What is that?
the Evelyn.
Uh,
The L word photo book signed by Jennifer Beals too. I tried to buy this in 2009 but I was living and working in an orphanage in Dominican Republic with no electricity, no internet. So I thought, "Oh, it'll be fine. I'll get it when I come back." 14 years later, I've gone to every bookstore, I've scoured the internet, never been able to get it, and one of my subscribers, UK Endeavor, sent it to me. And
Aw, that's awesome.
yeah, I'm so happy. So now we just need to guilt Jennifer Beals into doing a reprint for everybody else.
Yeah. You know what? I also got myself a present this holiday season. Since we're busting out presents, I do have to just one. What's this? Listen, girls who
Oh.
pray.
Oh.
Oh!
Hey.
Whoa.
You are
Guys,
interested in
guys,
a
what are we
Lady
doing?
Love and Lady book. I got this for
Stop.
myself because you should be supporting Evelyn Dar and buying her books.
Yeah.
Aw, you're gonna make me cry, man.
That wasn't even planned either. So that was
Aw.
just a genuine present to myself.
Aw. Thank you.
Okay, so enough about Christmas. How have you two been fine? I know we're all covering the content, Evelyn, on your Patreon, and then Ash, of course, on your channel. How is everybody feeling about season 3?
Take it away, Evelyn.
Oh, you know, I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I think there've been some good episodes that I've liked, and there's been some episodes that I don't like as much. It's kind of hit or miss for me. It could be worse. It could be worse. It could be worse. So, yeah.
Yes, Lori, let me get a link to Evelyn's book up in the description.
They're gonna put that on the DVD cover. The L Word Generation Q season 3. It could have been worse.
Oh. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not.
Some of it is though.
I mean,
I just the first 2 episodes I thought were really great, apart from the random like going off to, Sophie and Finley and stuff. But the things that they're doing, like I know and have accepted now that they are not following any sort of a season arc. Like they just get in for an episode and they're like, let's just pull some random ideas. And that's kind of how the episode starts. There's decisions that they're making that make no sense. Like the whole season of this week is tonight is episode 7. The first 6 episodes and a lot of last season was all building towards Finley and Sophie. Only 3 people like Finley and Sophie, but they still built the whole season. Well, they got you. They built the whole season towards that, and the whole premise was, oh, Sophie wants to be with Finley because she's herself and she can not have to put on this performance like with Danny. And then last episode they're like, I can't be myself around you. And it's like, wasn't that the entire thing of their relationship? And then they break up.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna get me to be more invested in Finley, but Yeah, that was I should have known when they had I wasn't it maybe Evelyn who weeks ago pointed out that Maribel saying it's toxic, like that should have been our cue that they were going to break
Mm.
them up.
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
mean,
oh, what are you saying?
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I just feel like they're trying to get the characters to certain outcomes and maybe like not taking into consideration, okay, is this real? Does this make sense for these characters? I think they're just trying to get Finley and Sophie to be broken up and then whatever else they're trying to do. I don't even know. But I think they're just kind of throwing character development kind of out of the window right now.
Yeah, I agree. I will say this, and I know she was maybe in the chat earlier. There are a lot of fans, for instance, my wife, who are loving this season, who are like, you know what? I'm here for it. It's the L word. It's all about, queer ladies, queer people, and it is a high budget show. Are we being too hard on it? I mean, we're not wrong. The writing is like everything you guys have said is so true. Like there's no long-term storylines. It's you can feel Marcia just throwing crap at the wall. Or the writers, whoever is doing that.
I mean, I think if you watch my videos, I'm actually people normally give me shit for being too easy on it. And I think that I'm fair. Like I will say things that I like. I think the first two episodes were great. I thought they were brilliant. I didn't have any complaints. Oh, I had a few complaints, but some complaints. And I do like even with the musical. I'm not a musical person, but I said I think they all did a fantastic. None of them are like mostly professional singers and dancers and stuff. I think they did a great job, especially considering they probably only had like a week of prep and the songs and all that stuff.
The songs
It's
are
a
terrible. Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
You didn't
so
like any
sorry.
of them, Evelyn?
No. Well, okay, the songs were very mediocre. I love musicals. Like I'm a very big fan of musicals. And I'm not talking about people's performances. That's a whole different thing. I'm talking about the songs themselves. They were very mediocre. Like they weren't horrible. They were just like super mediocre. And I'm like, well, why aren't they? I don't understand why the songs weren't better. Like if Bob's Burgers has better songs than your musical episode, what's going on? That's
okay.
all. I like the episode though. I like the episode a lot. I really did. That's what's hard. The only thing I didn't like about the musical episode was the music.
Episode 6 did have more. I really the two episodes that I just could not stand and just it actually really annoyed me because I'm spending 50, 60 hours a week talking about this show, and to watch an episode and literally not feel that like love and passion and stuff, and to be, wanting to fast forward and look how much time is left. Episodes 4 and 5, I just really did not get what they were because they were just so lackluster. Nothing happened. They've separated Shane and Alice so much, and there just was a lot of I'm not I'm not really connected to any of the guest stars. I don't know why they're pushing so hard with the guest stars, because we have this cast that is a big point of the L Word, that it is those rare characters that are lesbians, bi women, whatever you want to say. And it should be that those are the people that you want to know what's going on with them and be connected to them, not, oh, who's here this week, like
right.
to sleep with Danny.
Thank you for the super, Lori. Thank you so much. Also, I think Alex had a great point. Alex is saying in the comments, the show has an identity crisis. It's trying to appeal to the original show's audience, but the original cast has not stuck around. And they really only had 3, and now they only have really 2 full-time OG
well, these
cast
next
members.
2 episodes, they only have 1. They only have Alice tomorrow and Shane next week.
Why do you know how that came about, Ash? Do you have any tea?
Jesus Christ.
Like, we really now more than ever need the, Alice and Shane, I feel like.
You don't want to know. Ignorance is bliss. Believe me, I wish I had one of those Men in Black beeper things for my brain. The Alicia and Kate thing is a little bit easier. They are, because they're directing 9 and 10.
Oh.
So Kate's directing 9, Leisha's directing 10. But there's reasons. Think why. Let's use our big brains. Why would someone be directing episodes 9 and 10? Because there has to be, I think everyone will notice it when they see 9 and 10. There has to be that connection with Jennifer and Laurel coming back and things being able to run smoothly, and more so than any, like most shows, actors show up, they read their lines, that's it. But with 1 and 2 and 9 and 10, there's been a lot more creative input from especially Jennifer Beals, and then Eileen Chaikin was also on set for some stuff that goes down in 9 and 10. And although she does have not oversight, but she does like attend like meetings and stuff for what's going on with the scripts and like storylines and things like that, but she doesn't really, she'll sit and listen, but she doesn't like make them change anything. But I think Alicia and Kate, their request to keep going with Gen Q was that they wanted to direct to get in the Screen Directors Guild thing, and they picked 9 and 10 so that there could be more like cohesiveness for the finale and the penultimate.
Yeah, but everything you just said describes a very not cohesive show to me. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it sounds like it's been very crazy behind the scenes, which I don't think that's unusual. I think a lot of shows have issues like this. But
Yeah.
kind of sad for us fans. So, okay, we have discussed season 3. Now, the purpose of today is for us to, put on our professor outfits and be really hot, because like professors are hot, and grade
Whoa,
these. You don't think professors are hot?
No, I'm that. No.
You've never done a little role play, as a Professor Dar?
No.
Oh, okay.
I haven't.
All right. Well, good to know. Let's go ahead and take a look here. I did come up with, we're going to do this randomly. There's no like order to the couples. And we don't have to spend the same amount of time on every couple, because I did throw in some couples that are from before season 3. That doesn't mean we have to spend as much time on them as we do like Bet and Tina. But the idea here is that we are going to each grade them. And then I will write down the grades as we go, and we'll see who ends up with the best grades. And we will also see if I have the skills to be able to do that with my eyeballs, not being a mathematician. Just with like A's, who gets the most A's, B's, or whatever. Okay, so the criteria for this, I feel like we can each decide our own criteria, since we're each giving our own grade. For me, I'm doing kind of like entertainment value plus just do I like them as a couple, plus how are they as a couple? Are they healthy? Are they terrible for each other? Are they toxic? Oh, that would be weird. L word, having a toxic lesbian couple.
Unheard of.
But that's sort of my criteria, and I'm basically going to ask you to give me these grades on the fly. Are you okay with that? Are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay. First couple. I wanted it to be something somewhat neutral to get us started here as our aperitif. I don't think I said that right. Alice and Taylor, a very short-lived couple.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm torn about them because I don't hate the idea of them. Like, I kind of really like their storyline, but I didn't feel any like chemistry. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they were lacking in chemistry. So I would give them like maybe like a C minus.
Okay. C- for Evelyn.
C minus. Like I like the storyline. I thought it was cute.
Okay. You liked the storyline, huh?
You didn't like that? With the famous and the regular, and that she kind of kept getting tripped up over Alice's fame, which I think is like something that could probably happens. I've never dated a famous person, but you know,
I mean, I got pretty close with Kehlani, but
did you? You're just gonna rub my face in it, aren't you? Like, you just have to bring it up. You know, I'm sensitive about Kehlani.
No, Ash was talking a little bit about the cameos. I think they've done a lot to bring excitement and publicity to this season. But I don't know, the storyline of, oh, you're too famous, but then I'm not going to tell you that I'm also dating all these other people. I don't know.
I felt like that was like a defense mechanism because I feel like she probably assumed because Alice is so famous and she kind of sees her as, I really think she sees her as like better than her. So she's like, well, she's probably doing this. So I'm gonna hedge my bet, like that's kind of how I felt about Taylor. She didn't have enough time though. So they didn't really get to develop that, but I don't know. I like the story. I like things about fame. So I found that really fascinating.
That's a good point. Yeah, a famous person with dating a non-famous person. Classic love story that always break. What is the one with Hugh? The British movie.
Oh, Notting Hill.
Yes,
Notting Hill.
yes, classic.
Wow.
Great movie.
Yeah.
So I do enjoy that trope. What about you, Ash? What's your grade?
Yeah, I mean, just to say as well about the guest stars and like making the show exciting and stuff. I just think it's so weird because like the L Word, like I think of it in the terms of like my channel, the L Word is a show that the majority of the audience are going to be women, like women loving women. That's just it. There's only so many people that's going to appeal to, and it would be like me saying, oh, okay, my channel's women loving women, but 90% of it is like the L Word, and it's like me saying, oh, okay, the L Word might not be able to drag people in that way. I need to go get some more queer women by like covering like a lesbian show. Like you're already bringing lesbians in because it's the L Word. You don't need to go and get other but anyway, I would say C too, like maybe just normal C because normal C because
not gonna do the minus. The minus is too much.
I'm not gonna be too harsh. I'm not gonna be too harsh.
I'm not an asshole like Evelyn.
Because
Amanda gave them a D. There you go.
I was really disappointed. Like this is again going into the guest stars. They made this big song and dance about all these guest stars and all these articles and stuff. And she was in 2 episodes. And then I was like, well, is that it? Is she gone? Is she coming back? Like, did you even classify that as dating? Because I sure as hell didn't. Like, a lot of this stuff, all the storylines this season, everything interesting is happening off fucking screen. Like the Taylor and Alice thing, Danny and Gigi's whole relationship, like at Sophie and Finley, the sobriety thing, and Finley going through all her sober stuff. All of that happened off screen. Like,
yeah, too much has happened off screen. And I don't know why. I think like Bet and Tina got together episode 1. So why did we have to fast forward a year? I guess was that necessary in any way? Besides,
yeah, they did that, and they did that for Bet and Tina, and then they didn't think about the consequences for everyone else.
Well, because you had to get rid of all the extra people, like Carrie and Vanessa Williams' character. Like you had to, you had to make it like, oh, they're doing other stuff, and like time has passed, so like everybody's cool now, like everybody's cool with it. I don't know.
But why not, if their goal is anything for the sake of drama, like show us the drama with Pippa, show it getting messy, right?
Pippa's in Africa, so
she's coming back. She's coming
back to Africa, y'all. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I was like, Marja said, oh, you know what? Let me shut up. let me just stop talking right now.
No, you know what?
Just wait. She's coming back. She's coming back, but just wait.
Okay.
What's gonna happen?
Why send her to Africa? That's crazy. That's
Mm.
yeah. I gave
Mm.
Alice and Taylor a D for the lack of chemistry. Chemistry is so big to me.
They ain't have nan.
Yeah. Okay, let's get on to our next couple here. Shane and Tess. This one I think most of the fan base agrees with, although there are some chess stands usually sprinkled in the comments. What are your thoughts on Shane and Tess, you two?
Oh, because apparently Ash is just not gonna start ever.
Have to be a gentleman.
To be a gentleman. Amanda, why don't you start?
Okay, let me talk about Shane and Tess.
All right.
Do we even need to spend that long on them? Because how often can they don't have chemistry be repeated? That is the big problem for me. And a lot of people have like their thoughts on why they don't have chemistry, but to me, I don't know. Ash, do you think the reboot has been like screen testing couples, or they don't give a
No.
shit?
No, absolutely not.
So I don't think they were screen tested. And
that's fair. I'm so indifferent about Shane and Tess. That's the thing. Like I genuinely don't have much of an opinion about them. Like they're just there. They just exist. And that's good. But I don't know. I don't think anything about them. Like I don't think they're bad, but
that's like terrible if you're a producer or a writer or anything to do with the show. Like you don't mind if people hate your characters or your couples. You love if they love them, but like you really don't want people to be like, I don't care. Because then they're not watching the show.
That's true. That's a good point.
I do not know what they are doing with Shane's character in Shane and
Neither
Tess
do they.
or at all. That's the thing. Like there's absolutely nothing going on with Shane, like ever. Like write down Shane's storylines of the last 3 seasons. There was that little blip where her wife came in, and that was actually interesting. And then everything else has just been like she's gonna play poker. Oh no, she's not. And then Shane and I don't know. I feel like maybe there's lots of fault going around, but I really like Jamie Clayton. She's awesome. And
Me too.
that's kind of like really where my interest comes from for them, because when I was on set, Jamie was the person who showed me around, and she was so awesome and nice, and like she's nothing like the cat. When you're writing for a TV show, the whole perk is like you're with these actors all the time, and if you can't think of a personality, pull some of the personality from the actor. Like, why would you? Tess is nothing. Like, she's like a blank
her
canvas.
personality is sober.
Yeah.
And getting cheated on.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like a C. That's like C's average, right? Or below average.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll give him a C.
Yeah, I gave them a C minus.
Ooh.
Oh, getting the minus in
it's
there.
That minus, right?
I'll give them a C plus just for Jamie Clayton, maybe.
Yeah, not good when all 3 of us are like, it's like it's like bland oatmeal. It's not going to kill you.
Also, I think there's a drinking game in the comments whenever Ash mentions her set visit.
Everyone's wasted already.
Wait a sec. I really want to participate in this. Dang it. I need to go grab
a sip of water.
Yeah, I'll drink coffee and then I'll be like really jittery by the end.
There we go.
Okay, let's get on to our next couple here.
Damn, Ash. She didn't say the name.
Passionate anger.
That hurt my
Micah
feelings.
and Maribel, we're getting some of the tough ones out of the way, okay? Micah and Maribel. They're one of the, heterosexual relationships on the show. And this came out of left field for me when it happened. I did not see that coming. And they also have chemistry problems. A lot of the couples that the fans don't glob onto, I think it is a chemistry thing.
Did you say
Mhm.
glob onto?
100%.
Yeah, did I not use that right? Or
What does that mean? I've never heard that. Glob onto? Like
Glob, like
GLOB?
attached to.
yeah, like
Oh, okay.
like
No,
a
that's cool. I've never
parasite.
heard of that word. Ah, sorry. That is not the point.
I don't think anyone has globbed onto Micah and Maribel.
Sorry.
Uh,
Tits deep. So sorry.
Not the actors at all. I'm talking specifically about the storyline and the amount of time, because I really think that their relationship was born out of them, the writers, basically just wanting to do that sex scene from last
yeah.
season.
Oh, Marja
Mm.
admitted that in her interview on the Pants podcast.
Yeah, she's said as much to me before too, and it was like,
Mm.
And the thing is, representation does matter. And for instance, I felt like they brought Max back this season, and they did it in a way that was good. At
mhm.
least I think most of the fans thought it was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
So the quality of the representation matters too. And so I don't checking boxes just to check boxes. It's better than what they did in the OG, where they were just did some horrible things, but it's not great, you know?
It's the same thing again. Like if you look at anybody talking about the show, anybody on social media, or there's nobody ever is a passionate Micah and Maribel stan. And they take up so much storyline now that you don't even have people being indifferent. You're getting people that are frustrated because Micah and Maribel have had way more going on this season than Danny and Gigi and Bet and Tina, who are like the most popular couples. And it's just they if they did have them taking up all this time and they had something interesting going on, then fine. But it's like they wanted to make that scene last season, the sex scene. They did it, and then they were like, "Oh fuck, what do we do now?" And now they've just been like, "Oh, throw a baby at it," and like this is not the audience for baby stuff. Like for I don't know, it's just odd. And then I feel like we don't even know anything about them or their relationship, because there's some episodes that, like the last 2 episodes of the season, Micah was in one scene where Finley's getting having the I'm on a brain blank, having the intervention, and he wasn't in 9. So we have go from like them not being in scenes, not being in any episodes for 2 episodes, and then now they're like the lead couple.
Joanne said Tupperware. We know Tupperware about them,
Oh,
but that's really
that they
about
own
Maribel.
Tupperware.
Yeah. Yeah. What do we know about them? That they last year we were shown that they watched Netflix together.
Yeah.
What are your grades on this couple, Evelyn? What would you give Micah and Maribel?
I don't hate them. Like I don't hate them. I'll give them a D plus. I don't
Okay.
hate them.
Okay. Ash?
D plus, yeah.
D minus.
Okay.
Ooh.
I feel like I am a little bit of a Simon to age myself, because I keep coming in with the harsher grades here. I went F.
Oh,
I did.
failing. They failed.
Yeah, I think I was like, I really want to give them a higher grade, because they are representation for, that we don't normally see on TV. But I also think if you just are giving people points, I don't know. I'm trying to discard that and just say this is how I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
about them as a couple. I don't really like them as a couple, and unlike Finley and Sophie, who I like didn't really like and then started to grow to like when they showed them having some nice moments at the beginning of this season. I haven't grown to to like Micah and Maribel at all. I'm just kind of like, I loved Micah's scenes with Max. I thought that was interesting. And then
Yeah, yeah.
what was interesting about that had nothing to do with them as a couple. They kind of like,
Mhm.
Maribel leaves, right?
Yeah, when they're just them two on screen, like all I want to do is fast forward. And literally, I say this with the most seriousness of seriousness. This is my job, and I want to fast forward.
Yeah, not a good sign.
Yeah.
Definitely not a good sign. Okay, that's Micah and Maribel. Let's get on to a little bit
Woohoo!
of more positive feedback. Although you never know, I have a friend who hates Gigi. So, um,
I was gonna say
Danny
you
and
have a friend that hates Danny, as I'm like, well, just at me.
Evelyn does hate.
Okay, sorry.
Why do you hate Danny,
I
Evelyn?
can't get into it. It's too much.
Okay, all right. We'll save it
If
for.
you want to know, I have a podcast on my Patreon, and I go in depth
Okay.
into why I dislike
She has a
Danny.
series of essays coming out
A
next year.
series of essays about Danny and why I hate Danny. She's the worst.
Well, what do you? So does that's certainly going to color how you feel
Oh,
about
absolutely.
Danny
Yeah.
and Gigi? I'm
Oh,
thinking.
yeah.
Are they going to get your first F, Evelyn?
No, I wouldn't give them an F. They're hot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're attractive. They don't get an F.
What would you give them?
It's just hard because I really don't like Danny. You guys go first.
This happens in real life sometimes. You meet a couple and you're like, "Oh, you guys are so hot," and only one of you is cool.
Right. That's how that works.
I'm going to give them an A because I'm just a genie stan like that. I am aware of my bias towards their hotness, but I just felt like they were, fireworks together. And I miss them now that they've been gone for so many episodes, and I still am missing them. Ash, what do you think? What are you going to
A
grade them?
plus.
Ooh, A plus.
I love them.
What's so great about Danny and Gigi to you?
Gigi.
The answer is always Gigi. The
Gigi.
comments were saying that earlier.
I have that shirt coming out tomorrow in my merch store, so keep your eyes peeled.
Ooh.
And I have another Danny and Gigi shirt coming out tomorrow too.
Where can you find those? Like go to your channel?
On my channel there's in all my description boxes there's my merch store. If you click on Insta, on my link in Insta, there's a merch link too. I have like a Bettentina version of this shirt and then a Danny and Gigi version. It's like a rainbow outline thing. It's cool, but lots of people were asking me to make the Gigi is always the answer shirt.
Yes, people would wear that.
Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, I mean, people like you just said about the bias thing. People are always, not people always, a few people are always like, you're biased, and I'm like, yes. I'm not reporting in the New York Times here. Like, I'm reporting on a channel saying, oh, she's hot. Like that. I know I'm biased. I'm admitting to it. So you're not catching me out or anything. But
as a fellow Gigi fan, it's not just the hotness.
No,
Mahaffey
yeah.
there's something about her that draws you. She has that it factor.
I just do honestly really like Gigi as a character too. The second that I saw her in the pilot, I was like, oh, who is this? This is my new like heart eyes little cartoon. So I love Gigi, and I like her whole personality. I think she's interesting. I think she has chemistry with even a brick wall. So yeah,
You
it's
mean
not just
Danny?
Brown.
Oh, we're all
I'm
right.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
You
so
know,
sorry.
the comments were mentioning like Tina and Rosie, I think we're talking about Love Classified. Did you catch that, Evelyn?
No, I have not watched Love Classified.
Oh my god, I pay
I
to see you
don't
watch
do
that.
Hallmark. I'm a Lifetime hoe. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm a Lifetime girl.
Wait, you're
I
loyal to
prefer
Lifetime?
Lifetime. I don't do Hallmark. Anyway, I'm gonna give them a C plus.
Okay, since Tamara said that they should be able to vote too. Okay, let me pencil in Evelyn's C plus here. But
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
a good
gonna
idea.
do a poll to see what the people watching. So viewers, let me get this poll going. Let me end the Christmas poll up I had at the beginning. Where only 52% had an awesome Christmas, huh? All right, well, 30% had mid Christmas. That sounds about right. So let me see what everybody thinks of Jeannie. What grade? Annie and Gigi. Okay. And then after I put this poll up, then we can move on to the next couple. Okay. Should I even put an F? Is anyone even going to answer F? I can't. I can only do
They
4.
need their head examined if they do.
Even Evelyn wouldn't give them an F.
I wouldn't.
C+.
I would not give them an F. No.
Yeah, so far they are by far the highest graded couple. So even with Evelyn's C.
Bringing down the average. Yeah.
This is where I'll get it interesting because I know that like probably a lot of the people who are across our 3 channels are well, no, Evelyn, I think your viewers are younger, but
I don't
most
know
of
how.
my yeah, most of my viewers are 35 plus and a lot of my viewers are like 50, 60 plus. And it's so interesting. Like I find all the analytics and stuff crazy wild to look into. But of the people, like I know not everyone will agree with this, but nearly 3 years of studying all these analytics of the L word, this is fact. Of the people who watch Gen Q, Danny and Gigi are the most popular couple. Bet and Tina may be the most popular like overall, and of the original viewers of the show, but of the Gen Q watchers, Danny and Gigi are. And
I
it's
buy
not
that
even
actually
close.
because I was on Twitter looking for some sort of image of Bet and Tina yesterday, and I was surprised when I was at like that there wasn't as much material coming up. Now it's probably user error, but yeah, I do think there's a lot of Genie stands, including me.
Yeah, there's a lot. And even you can just it's not just even like across like social media or something, but across videos, and you can see it as well dependent on how much of a part like they played in an episode, and then like through the retention it is absolutely hilarious seeing the retention for the first 3 episodes of this season, because like where I've shown it on my channel, our retention graphs normally go like and line out. The retention graph for the first 3 episodes is just like people skipping to the Bet and Tina, Danny, and Gigi parts, and they're skipping over everyone else. It's so weird.
Are you talking about your where are you getting this data from? Is this for your channel, Ash?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I have like social media pro because I said this in a video I think today.
Mhm.
My real job is like I have a marketing and PR company, so I have like a basically a client in my system that is the L word. And so it runs like all my analytics. I have both your channels in it, like Alex, the Showtime account, the Showtime YouTube, and all the social medias too. So it is able to to tell me like, and goes through the Wayback Machine. So like right now, the viewing numbers for the show are seriously down. The social media interaction for the Showtime YouTube account is down, and it's just so interesting to look at.
Yeah, in your video today, you were talking about how your videos about the OG show have been doing better than your videos about the current episodes. So,
Which is insane.
yeah, that is pretty crazy. Okay, let's get back to our next couple. This is an old couple, and it's hard to, I think, grade them, not necessarily because they're from season 1, but because we saw very, very little. I mean, the most we saw of Shane and Kiara when they were like helping Angie get with Jordy. Is that like the most screen time we got for them?
Yeah. Because she was only
she had the miscarriage too.
Yeah.
That was a little, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
She showed up right at the end of episode 4 of LA Times in season 1, where Shane's birthday.
Okay.
Because I remember when the trailers were coming out, everyone was like, "It's Tina, it's Tina." They were like, "Who's this?"
I actually, even though we didn't see them a ton, the way that they introduced Kiara as being so mysterious built up a lot of tension for me, and I actually ended up being disappointed that they petered out as a couple, didn't work out. I would have liked to see them together, probably more than Shane and Tess together, who have like no chemistry.
I just think they should have just kept Kiara around, because one, it was interesting for us to have come back after whatever 10, 12 years and to see Shane like married and in love with this person and quite different. She had money and her salons and everything. So why, one, just have that be her storyline, because there's nothing else they've come up with. And then also, why get rid of Kiara to then give Shane this love interest story? It's not like they had some amazing idea and they were like, oh, we have to get rid of her because we're going to do XYZ. They've just got rid of her and done nothing.
Hey Jess. Jess is on the in the chat, of course, famously from Hot Takes and Deep Dives. Jess was saying it's because the guest stars only signed 2 to 3 episode deals. Do you remember, Ash, what was Kiara's contract, or the actor who played Kiara? Were the show not able to secure them, or was that a thing where the show was just like, we're not interested in securing?
She was contracted to the end of the season, but the end of the season was only 8 episodes. But I will say they could have done something here. Anybody in season 1 they could have done this with, because they didn't make this public knowledge. But I mean, dozens of people have told me this, and like Showtime has told me this, that when they gave Marja the green light for season 1, and she came back and said, oh, my wife's just had a baby, can we do only 8 episodes? That's when they said, okay, we're not going to just go straight to series. We're going to renew the show for 2 years. And they had 2 seasons. And that was why they announced the renewal when Laura Holloman came back, because they knew, there's going to be lots of publicity around that time. So really, they knew that they were getting 2 years. So if they'd been clever about it, they could have planned out stuff like Shane and Kiara or other storylines, like with, Tina coming back and all that throughout the 2 seasons, because it's not like they were like, oh, we don't know whether we're going to get renewed or not.
Interesting. Okay, so maybe some of these people that we just see fleetingly, some of these roles, they could have been secured for more, but they just weren't.
Yeah, especially because most of these people, I know the actor who played Kiara, I can't remember the show that she was on after this. She was pregnant and then she was on a show. But most of these people, I mean, the L Word also, it's a show that films like for a small it's not like it's some 24 episode Grey's Anatomy that's going on for 20 years. Like they can usually fit people around it and stuff. And I don't know whether it's like
Lex Scott Davis, that's who played
yeah.
Kiara, and the chat is saying that she's in Rebel.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
With Susan Sarandon.
So what are you going to give Shane and Kiara, Evelyn?
I like them. I thought they had good chemistry. Maybe like a B minus. Sure.
B minus.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I thought they were cute together.
Yes. Much more intriguing than the relationship that we've seen Shane in for the last 2 years, for me.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Ash?
I was gonna say B minus too.
Yeah, y'all got me to. I had them down as a C, but I realized it was just because I didn't see them enough.
Yeah.
Pun.
Yeah.
See that pun? I didn't see the. Okay, I'm done. But actually, yeah, the fact that I 2 seasons later am still even like choosing to talk about them, I think that they were like a pretty cute couple.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get this on here so we can see all our grades now. Still, of course, obviously Danny and Gigi topping the charts. Interestingly, Danny and Gigi are getting a few like C's in the poll and like 5% D's.
Oh, wow.
So that is
shit.
surprising.
Do you know what's weird?
I'm proud of you guys.
Jesus. I feel as though like they are really popular, but there is this very small group of minority people that really dislike Gigi. It's not, I don't ever see people really say it about Danny, but it's this group that's about Gigi. And the people that don't like Gigi, oh, they fucking hate her. Like they really do. So
yeah, some people saw Gigi as predatory towards Danny. I have a friend who saw her that way. I did not. I thought it was perfectly fine. And also I'm just hypnotized by Gigi. But yeah, I think there's the pockets of the Gigi haters. There's probably a pocket of like people who hate everybody. Although I don't know anyone who like hates Bet.
Oh, I do.
You do?
Oh yeah. This is why I never speak in absolutes, or even if I do, I like caveat it afterwards, because there are people that even the most, I don't know, basic of things, there's some people that have like a passionate hate. But yeah, there's I've had people come and say, "Oh, I love your channel, but I hate that you like Bet."
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, you're right. Then I shouldn't say that. Any of those absolutes. There's a hater for every character.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to our next couple, Alice and Tom. This is a couple I expect we will be seeing soon again on the show. And probably a little controversial for the fans. What are your thoughts on Alice and Tom, Ash? Are those your thoughts? Start with a sigh.
Well, I don't know. Maybe tomorrow we'll have more to discuss about this, but it'll just be, I'll find it really strange if they end up being like, oh, Tom's the one, because it's another, again, just like not thinking, not planning ahead. They had Tom propose at the end of season 2. We come back in season 3, poof, he's disappeared. We have 2 random little lines thrown in there. And then all of a sudden in episode 8, they're like, bring him back. And even judging by what Donald Faison said on social media, it looks as though he was like, hang on, you want me back? Like it just
Are you sure?
yeah, it came out of nowhere. And I just don't think Tom is the one for Alice.
People in the chat are saying he acts the same on the show as he does in those commercials he's in.
I don't know. I think the person I liked Alice with the most is Dana and Tasha. Like, obviously, Dana, the whole thing. But who knows? Maybe old faces will be popping up again, not just Tom's old face.
Well, for the people who are not on board with Alice and Tom, and like obviously we all were just shown in episode 6 that really her and Dana are they're the one, but Tom's also the one. Do you think that the best bet for Alice is just nobody?
Yeah,
It's kind of sad.
she's getting the cat. She's getting the cat tomorrow. As I exclusively revealed when I was on set, because there's a litter box in Alice's bathroom, and she has a cute little cat, and I think she should just maybe get another cat. They have 2 cats, and then
Sandia calling him Turk in the chat. Evelyn, what is your grade for Tom and Alice? What are your thoughts on Tom and Alice?
There's actually a comment that is really kind of how I feel. I cannot pronounce your name. Pama Plata Tia. That's not, I know that's not
my
right.
gosh.
I'm so sorry for butchering your screen
Oh
name.
yeah, I see it.
But they were like, Tom was a really fun character and the actors had good chemistry. I just don't want Alice to end up with a guy, even if it's Tom. Now look, I know she's bisexual, but I want to see Alice with a lady. Like, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just being honest. I want to see her with a lady.
And I feel like
Tom.
I wish I had brought somebody on who was bi who could talk about this. Maybe that's something we can do in the future. But do you think that, and I asked my wife this when we were recapping episode 6, do you think that we've got our lesbian bias goggles on?
No, I absolutely do.
Yeah. 100%. I know. Yeah, I'll admit that too.
But have you talked to your friends, or have you seen in your comments or in your own content where you're covering them? Do you think that and anybody in the chat, answer this to me too. If you're bi and you're a fan of this show, do you want Alice to end up with a guy, or are you more like, oh, I don't care? What do you think? Or is that tough for us? Should we even be answering that?
I kind of see like both answers, because I see some people in my chat that I feel as though maybe they don't even, maybe this is like going a bit deep, that they're saying that because they like want like the little different thing. But then I see a lot more people saying kind of what we're saying, like, oh, they want to see Alice with a woman. But there's kind of 2 ways. Like, I'll say the same thing, but I understand she's bi, and I would never put it in a way that's like, there's some people who will say it in a really biphobic way. And I think there is still like an undercurrent of that sometimes. So I do see people going back and forth in the comments about it quite a lot, though, whenever Tom's brought up. And I just wonder, like, is that another thing whether I really feel as though they want to like push these buttons all the time, because there's certain things that writers, showrunner, etc. have said in interviews, have said to me that there are decisions being made to purposely like poke everyone and to instigate this kind of, it even goes back to season 1, like the whole Sophie in the airport thing. It was like the very first interview I think that I read with Marjan, and it was like, oh, I want people to be like not tormented, but to get like annoyed and anger. And I think they really dial into that a lot, because like you said before, you either want people to have this love reaction or this hate reaction. And I think they've accepted, we can't do the love thing, so we're just gonna dial the other one up.
Right, because what everybody would love would be her and Dana, and they can't do that.
Yeah.
I did want to say a shout out to the chat. We had Becky saying, Becky KT, I'm bi. I don't care about gender. I just think Tom's not the right match. Lori throwing in there that her wife is bi and doesn't like Tom. So what I'm getting, and obviously this isn't speaking for everyone, is that the fans of the show who are not necessarily lesbians, they just want Alice with somebody who has good chemistry, and they don't necessarily maybe assume that that's Tom. So
bring us the vampire girl from the OG. It's just the way it's phrased to bring us.
what are your final grades for Alice and Tom, you two? Or did I already get those from you?
I don't think no. I'll give them a C.
That's what I gave them.
Yeah. I'll give them a C.
C's across the board. Yeah. Some chemistry issues. I think for me, the part I like about them is that I'm used to liking Donald Faison in his roles.
I like him too.
He's just a very likable actor. And so when they were showing him with Alice, I was like, this is nice. He is saying nice things, and he is helping her get through dealing with Dana. And he seems somewhat what people were saying that Taylor could represent for her, which is like maybe a little bit of stability. I do see that in him as well.
I mean, I like Tom. I really do.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so here's our report card for so far. It's getting a little bit better.
Is it?
well, we were all pretty low at the beginning, and then we're trending upwards towards B's and C's now. Let's get to our next couple. This is another couple that we have not seen in season 3. This is really a season 2 couple, but Bet and Pippa. This one was a controversial couple in that I do think the fan base has a lot of people who are like, no, Bet belongs with Tina. So that was a big fat no for some of them from the beginning. And then I think a lot of the fan base were pissed when they just shipped Pippa off to Africa, kind of.
I mean, to be fair, she was 2-dimensional anyway. They did no character development for Pippa. Like she just existed to be on Bet's arm for like a little bit. So,
and to tick those boxes that Bet
exactly
had
so,
in that conversation.
I feel like they just, as a character, she just was 2-dimensional.
Yeah, we really only know that Pippa is just an amazing talent, and very, very like respected and kind of famous in the art world, and that's it. I can't really think of any quirks we learned about Pippa. I saw from my memory like Bet not necessarily being the greatest to Pippa.
I don't even remember. Like that's how. Like I feel like I blanked and I missed Pippa's whole.
It wasn't very much.
It was so little. Like I don't know.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
They did tons of that stuff, like when they had that conversation with Alice, Bet, and Shane, and Bet saying like, "Oh, I want someone, who has a kid," and all that, and they just started having Pippa like repeat these random little lines like, "Oh, I have a son," and things, and then they did what the L Word always does, where they're telling us, "Oh, Pippa's this artist that has been living out here and not, showing her work, but then she has an entire class, and then she's like hosting this thing in a gallery, and it's like, this doesn't make any sense what you've told us."
Yeah, my biggest memory is their sex scene, and I think that was probably what the most effort was put into. It was like at the gallery, right?
Yeah, the episode 7 one.
Okay. So that was my biggest thing, but yeah, character-wise, I remember when I was recapping season 2, when they would come up, I would be like, I want to see more of them. And we never really got that. What about your grades? What would you?
I'm gonna give Bet and Pippa an I. Incomplete. I feel like I can't really grade them, So that's a thing, right? Giving I's on report cards.
I think so.
I mean, it's been a while since I've been in school, but I'm pretty sure I've gotten a few I's in my day.
Okay, what about you, Ash?
I guess I'll say the same thing as Evelyn.
You're both going incompletes. Okay. I did a B. I gave them a B. because I liked them, but agree with you too that we didn't really see much of them. And perhaps I was just I was just wanting to like them more than since we didn't get to see them too much. So, but it is like a high grade for me. I've been grading like pretty harsh. So,
Oh, you give him a B. Holy shit.
I did. I mean, if I think about, okay, I gave Shane and Tess a C. Like, I for sure like Bet and Pippa more
I
than
see what you
Shane and
mean,
Tess.
Yeah.
I for sure like them more than Alice and Tom, which isn't like a ton more, but like a little bit more. So I ended up giving them the B. Okay, let's go to our next couple. Ooh, Rosie, you're giving the Bet and Pippa an F. I think we've got some Tibbeters in the chat. Let's hit up Shane and Ivy. And this, if anyone can see my face, I have a big smile on my face because that's how I feel about.
Well, I mean, that's your girlfriend, so
I mean, I have to support my girlfriend.
I mean,
on
look,
the
hey, if my
show.
girlfriend was on the list, I would also, I would be choosing as well.
What are you two leaning towards grading Shivy?
Shivy. I'm gonna give him an A.
Oh,
Oh my
Evelyn's
gosh.
first A of the day.
First A. Look, I mean, yeah. I mean, was there any substance there? No, there wasn't. There was no substance, and that's not why they got.
Is there any substance to any of the A's?
Right. I mean, yeah.
Okay, there was the scene when they're about to get it on in the car in the dark alley. When Ivy is talking about her like moving her baby car, and also anytime that Ivy brought up a child, I thought it was so interesting that maybe this is just how Kate Minig chose to play it, but they didn't show Shane like shrieking back and like, oh no, baby talk. I don't know. I thought there was like just like a hair of substance of like they could work. Besides,
I mean, to be
cheating.
fair, I just think it's because she didn't care because she wasn't trying to marry Ivy. So it's like, I don't have to care about your baby. I'm not trying to be that baby daddy.
So you think she was lying when she was like, I'll look at a picture of your child?
I mean, what do you, she's trying to, like, I'll look at, sure. Show me a picture of your kid. Yeah. Oh my God. It's so cute. Yeah. I mean, what do you?
Okay. You're right. You're right. It's a stretch.
I didn't sense any substance. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe if we could have got Kehlani for the whole season.
Right.
Then we could have seen more substance.
Or more something.
Yeah. What's your grade, Ash?
I'm gonna say B-. I wasn't like crazy about.
Oh,
them.
how dare you? How dare you not be into Shane and Ivy? No, I like it. I feel like we've all kind of agreed for the most part. So I was gonna have to start fake arguing with you to get some sparks going.
I'm sure there's some arguing points coming up soon for Evelyn and I.
Okay. Why the B-, Ash?
I mean, they're fine. Like I just don't feel I kind of like that like connection sometimes to the characters that I like. Like I don't know. It's probably like the most lesbian thing in the world, but sometimes I'm just like, okay, two hot people. Like I don't. It's too like surface level for me. Like I need something more going on.
Does it make it negative for you that it was like a cheating? It was like an affair. It's not.
Yeah. I don't like that. Yeah.
For some reason, it didn't bother me.
I wonder why.
And I'm normally not big on the cheating. I'm a very jealous person. Okay, so 2 A's and a B-. You know what? They are giving Jeannie a run for their money. Who, if I look at the poll, Danny and Gigi, they only are getting A's from 50% of the chat. So I'm gonna end the poll pretty soon, but that's very interesting to me. I thought it would have been more overwhelming. Let's get to our next couple here. Sophie and Finley. Now, if we're talking about couples that make the fan base, sets a spark, I do feel like this is a couple that people kind of have hated.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards a very low grade. Especially after the musical episode. Like, Sophie needs to escape. So they can't be that great of a couple.
Yeah, it's just I do not know what the hell they are doing with these two. Like, and that's the thing, like, at least if they stuck to their guns and were like trying for whatever reason to make them like a popular couple, but now that they've wasted 2 seasons of the show, or nearly 2 seasons of the show, building them up and forcing us to watch them and spending so much time in them, and now they're just broken up, it's like, okay, well, what was all that for?
Yeah, as who was it in the chat put it? Cheryl B. As bros, A. As a couple, F. Shout out patron Monica in the chat. Evelyn, what are your thoughts on Sophie and Finley?
See, I like Sophie and I like Finley. I like their characters, but I don't like you said, I don't know what the show, like, what is the point? Like, what are they trying to do? It just, their storylines just don't make sense, especially this season. Again, it's hard because I do like them. I just don't like how their coupling has gone. Honestly, since season 2, really. This is a hard one for me. I really don't know. I gotta think about this one.
It is a tough one, and also like so many. I'm seeing them on this picture, and it reminded me of how the last episode they showed Sophie making out with Danny, and they almost have like more chemistry than Sophie and Finley have. What do you?
I feel like Sophie and Finley have always had chemistry. Well, ever since they started, cheating. I feel like once they started cheating, I think their chemistry was fine. I don't think chemistry is, see, weirdly enough, unlike most of the other couples on this show, I don't think a lack of chemistry is their problem. I think they're being written horribly. I think their chemistry is fine. I mean, I still, well, with the exception of Ivy and Shane, I still feel like they had the best sex scene in season 1 of the entire show. But then Ivy came along, and that.
Which scene are you talking about in season
when they
1?
were in the green room or the red room?
Oh,
or whatever?
Alice's, yeah.
That was, I still, there's not a, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, obviously we all have our own opinions, but I feel like there wasn't a hotter sex scene. I didn't even really, because I didn't really care for the throuple scene, I'll be honest. So I don't think there was a hotter sex scene in my opinion.
What did you think of the scene where in episode 5, they're, getting it on at Dana's in the back room, and Sophie is flashing back to.
That was stupid as fuck. Sorry.
Why are they having Sophie flash back to Dre? Does that have nothing
That
to
was
do?
the dumbest, most lamest shit. Sorry. It really annoyed me. Like that whole thing annoyed me. That whole introduction of Dre annoyed me.
What annoyed you about it?
It was lame.
Was it lame that the Dre began making out with Danny 4 seconds after they met, or
just
too much lameness to even begin listing?
It was. I really thought that, like, I was looking forward to Dre because I was like, because like they kind of teased that there was this person, and was it episode 1 or something? They teased with the text message, and I was like, oh, it's gonna. And I feel like they fumble so much. Like they just fumble all of their good opportunities, or what I think would be a good opportunity. Like it was stupid.
Does Sophie have chemistry with Dre? I mean, we only see the flashback 2 seconds.
I don't know. I mean, I don't recall.
I do think Dre has chemistry with Danny, even though it was such an absurd scene.
First of all, okay, so was the okay, so there was a scooter on the sidewalk and like a regular ass scooter, right? Like one of those little rent a scooter.
Mhm.
And Dre like damn near jumps on Danny. And I'm like, was she ever in any danger? Because I've never been
No.
in a situation where I was standing on a sidewalk and there was a scooter coming and I like it was just very, I think it was badly choreographed or something. It annoyed me. It really annoyed me.
The scooter would have avoided, because if the scooter crashed into her, the scooter person would have crashed too.
But like it I don't even think she was in any danger of that happening, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like it wasn't like it wasn't a runaway scooter. Like I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't
yeah.
But
get
y'all
it.
are giving these scooter kids a lot of credit. Listen, as
I mean, to
somebody,
be fair, I've never been hit by one. So maybe it would have happened. I don't know. It just
I,
looks stupid.
I used to charge them in Chicago. People do ride them on the sidewalks, and almost they don't. I agree that scene was absurd and oddly choreographed, but
Oddly.
when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, people do come barreling down the sidewalk when I'm like out and about, and you do as the pedestrian have to jump out of the way. So it wasn't quite as disbelievable for me as it seems like it was for you two.
Yeah, I mean, like to be fair, I've never been hit by a scooter. I've seen them before. I just never yeah, I don't know.
I've this is like so unrelated, but I've been crossing the road before and I've just seen a woman just be hit by a car that didn't see her. It happened right in front of me. And so I'm just like I'm less trusting that people pay attention. Uh Scooter kids and their scooters.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that doesn't happen where I live.
Someone said they should have had Dre on the scooter running into it. That would have made more sense.
Yes, that
I
would have been a
agree.
lot more fun actually.
I completely agree. Hire her.
But they wouldn't have gotten that additional wedding planner reference in, which that
Oh.
episode was all about.
Bro, why? 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 Why did they do that so many times in the episode?
Like a
So
million
many
times.
times.
A million times.
Is the wedding planner like, I've never seen this film. Is it like a classic that
No.
people quote a lot?
Yeah, it's like
No.
a random J-Lo like
Yeah.
bargain
Okay.
bin.
Because I'm like, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not with the times. Maybe that's what the
No.
kids are doing.
It's totally an older millennial movie, and older
Yeah.
millennials, I feel like, have no
Well, I'm
special
an old
feelings.
millennial, so that's
Yeah, I think.
that's
Well,
me.
I am too, and I don't.
I am too.
See, so we all
We're all
our
old.
opinions count. Yeah, no, it's not even in like J Lo's like top 10. I don't think movie wise.
It was so stupid.
So, what are you two gonna grade Sophie and Finley?
I have to give them a C. Gotta give them a C. Hate to do it. Hate to do it.
Ash.
I'm gonna say C plus.
Ooh, okay. So
This,
you're
I do really like Jack Tibani.
I want to change mine to C plus.
such followers. You two. You can't sit next to each other anymore. I gave them a D. I went pretty low. Even though I was really just starting to enjoy their scenes in the first few episodes. The last episode, I was like, okay, just they don't.
Yeah, the last
What-
episode that was trash. That
what
was
even-
all well, I mean, not the last. Wait. Oh yeah, that is one they broke up. Well, I like the
Yeah.
musical episode, but like that part specifically, I didn't care for.
I thought the breakup was kind of funny, actually, where Finn was like, but you're not breaking up with me, right? And then Sophie was, oh no, this is me breaking up with you. It's a funny way to break up. Okay, let's get to our next couple. We only have a few left, and this is I'm
A.
Is this where you two are gonna clash? The
Yeah,
throuple?
and probably Ben and Tina. too.
I think we're gonna clash here. Yeah.
I'm gonna put out another poll specifically about this throuple, which they weren't. What,
F. Sorry, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
how many episodes were they together for?
Too
The
many.
throuple happened in episode 4, LA Times, and then by the finale, I remember Alice was. They were like having lunch, and it was like 4 episodes, 5.
Okay.
4, 5, 6,
That's like
7.
more than I
Yeah.
thought it was.
Yeah.
I almost read Alice, Bet, and Nat. That's not correct. Alice, Nat, and
Oh.
Gigi. How did this come about? Did the start of this relationship start with the threesome? Is that
Yeah,
okay? I'm trying to
because they were
remember.
drunk at Shane's birthday.
And then did they show them talking about how like, oh, we're now in a throuple, or was it just like, okay, now like it's understood that we're now all in a throuple?
They had that scene in the car where Gigi's driving, and then Gigi's like talking about, oh, whether we should tell the kids and stuff, and Nat's like, no.
Okay.
And then they have another scene. I think it's in episode 7, or maybe it's the finale, where they're like having lunch, and Gigi's like telling like the waitress like we're not friends.
Right. Okay, I do remember those. Okay. Viewers, I did put out a poll. I'm very curious what you all think of Alice, Nat, and Gigi. So, okay, let me get this right. Ash, do you stand this throuple?
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, I
quiet.
just I
Even
it's a
Nat?
very simple. Yeah, I love Nat.
You love Nat?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
love them all.
Why?
Listen, it's completely superficial. It's
Oh,
completely like
okay.
I just love looking at all 3 of them and all 3 of
Okay.
them together. So
That's fair.
there's nothing deep about it.
Okay. Okay.
I
Gotcha.
see. I I think that yes, it's hot. It's like, oh, three. This is hot. You know, in society, when you hear about threesomes, you just don't picture
Sorry.
3 ladies.
Sorry.
Wait, do you not think it's hot, Evelyn?
No. I was reading a comment. I'm so sorry.
Which comment? I know I do the
I
same
would
thing.
I would have supported the thruple if Gigi and Alice had killed Nat and brought another woman. I'm so sorry. That just caught me off guard. That was a great comment by
Sandia. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great comment.
That is a great comment. We've gotten some gems in the chat today. See, for me, I think like one of the reasons I like them is because nothing like this has ever been explored on the show. And so I would have, let's just talk about the queer community for a second. Polyamory is becoming more of a phenomenon or no, maybe it's not becoming more, but it's being more talked about. And I don't know. I think it could have been interesting seeing them explore this more.
Yeah.
Aaron has a great comment. I thought Alice and Gigi would have made a fun and interesting couple. I would
Yes.
have liked to see Alice and Gigi. I agree. I think they would have been interesting and fun.
Alice and Gigi.
I think it's I think because for a minute there was kind of I kind of was like, wait, are they gonna do Alice and Gigi? But then they did the throuple thing. So there was like a moment where that was kind of I think there was a little something there, but then they made Alice get jealous, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Is it possible we just would like Gigi with anyone because Gigi's so hot?
That's 100% what's happening.
Like, I'm trying to think, is there anybody that I would hate her with?
I mean, I don't think it's about like, because I don't like Danny, but I don't like well, yeah, I guess not, because I don't really like seeing Gigi with Danny. So yeah, I guess that her. And I don't like Nat either, so I don't really like seeing Gigi with Nat.
I did not buy the storyline, and my friend totally did. My friend Sarah, who was on Lescast a few weeks ago, was like, "Oh, I've done that. I've I still have had feelings for my ex before, and if you have kids together and you just fall right back in." But I did not buy Gigi and Nat being the real love story all along.
Well, that was just how they got. They had to get Gigi exited.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like I think like I said, like it's like they need to get these characters to this point. So what's the shortest line between Gigi and the door? Nat.
Yep.
I think that's all that was. I don't think there was any other thought that went into getting them back together, honestly.
And they also just knew, oh, we can get Stephanie Allen to come back for an episode. We don't have to introduce anybody new. And it was just easy.
Monica saying Gigi and Sophie would be a no for her.
Gigi and Sophie.
Oh, yeah, no, I wouldn't like that.
I just love Gigi so much.
Or Shane. I wouldn't like Gigi and Shane either.
I would watch Gigi. I would give her the chance. I'm not gonna like write anyone off. I would give her the chance and see how she would be with those characters because I really don't know.
Gigi is such a an L for the show, not as in lesbian, as in loss. That Gigi's gone, because we're literally like, we're finding it interesting to conceive of Gigi with like literally anyone on the
I think that would be
show.
fun. Yeah, I think that would be fun to see. I'm not saying she would pair well with them, but I would need to see it before I could judge it.
Yeah.
It is the biggest fuck up of this show that they've I know like Betsy and all those people are super important, but for the future of Generation Q, losing Gigi is the biggest thing that could happen. Like, it is the biggest detriment to the show because you're losing the person that can be the future of the show. You're losing, well, you're breaking up the people that could be the future couple of the show, and having no Gigi, it just means that all you've got left is like the OGs, because while like there are people that support the other Gen Q people, they don't have that like passionate base for anybody else. It's like flitting people around.
Yeah, as Tosima said, Gigi is the breakout character of Gen Q for sure.
If she stayed, I'm not saying that they're not going to get a season 4, but I mean, let's be honest. But if they do get a season, but I think that if Gigi would have stayed, I think they probably would have gotten a season 4. If they don't, which I don't think they will.
Oh,
Well,
so heartbreaking.
Ash, I mean, do you know something that we don't know?
Ash is just smiling.
Do you have
Listen,
some season 4 news, Ash?
At the beginning, I said this in a video a few days ago, but at the beginning of before this season started airing, this was probably the end of September. I'd been to set, and the couple of people that I know that are like my really good sources that like have told me pretty much everything that I've said before it happened, like everything I've been right about this season. They had done like a brain dump to me, these 3 people, and told me kind of what was like they told me about Jennifer and Seppi and all that stuff. And when they were telling me all this, they were saying, "Oh, I don't think there's going to be another season because of everything they told me." And then they were saying at the end how, especially because last season they asked Marja to move the show to Vancouver, to because it's very expensive to make in LA and blah blah blah. And they said if there was going to be a season 4, they would probably ask them again to move to Vancouver. And these same people, so all of them were saying there's probably not going to be another season. Well, now pretty much anybody I've spoken to, including those 3 people, have said it's like obviously no decision's been made, but it is looking like they will get another season. And I don't know whether
Really?
that's to do, because like you think about it, like Jennifer leaving, them taking her name off as an executive producer, which is what happened, not her taking her name off, and Seppi going, like they're losing a lot of those big paychecks. So and then plus moving the show to Vancouver.
Cheaper.
But it's all down to Paramount now, and the reason that kind of pushed, well, this is what they've told me, my sources, that like the thing that's pushed it over the edge is the fact that Paramount wants to build like these worlds where they want shows that have other iterations. Like they just don't want a show that's it established. Like they want Dexter, New Blood, the L Word Generation Q, and Yellowstone and all the other stuff.
Wait, are they going to try to do some sort of a spin-off with like one of the couples or one of the characters?
Nothing. I wouldn't put anything past them.
Didn't they try to do that with, was it Tina? Am I crazy?
Alice. They tried
Alice,
to
that's
have
right.
a spin-off with Alice. I have a video on it if you ever want to know more, where I've read like there was a script, you see. It was about Alice was supposed to have murdered Jenny, or Alice was going to be put in jail for a prison for Jenny's murder. And there was actually a really good cast. It was like Laurie Metcalf, Famke Janssen, and it was before Orange is the New Black. So she went into this prison that was called like Humboldt prison in California, and they all had quadrants of the prison that was like the farm, the jungle, and Alice's and the show was going to be called The Farm, and it was like loads
Oh,
of other. It was like an Orange is the New Black L Word kind of thing.
interesting. So if people want to watch that video, should they just like go to your channel and search for
Oh yeah,
the
I
title?
can't remember what the title
Just to
is.
go back 2 years and look through every I'm just kidding.
There is an old one with this new one. I'll put it in the chat. I'll look back now.
Thanks for sharing that, Ash. That's very insightful. I have been assuming for weeks now that it's going to for sure get canceled. I mean, I don't know that I've been telling everybody that, but that's what my personal assumption's been.
Yeah, I assume the same thing. That's why I'm like, huh, okay.
Yeah,
Listen,
I'm in shock.
anything can happen, but I will say that, I mean, I don't know. I do feel that it seriously could go either way. But pretty much every, like, I mean, go back to my videos from September and what I've been saying, and they're pretty, accurate.
Okay.
So I think the decision won't be made until season 3 finishes airing, and I guess it really depends what because they're seriously down right now, the numbers, like seriously down. So I guess it'll just be how much of a difference when 9 and 10, and like what Paramount feels about that way.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the numbers do go back up or if people just fall off and don't remember to come back and watch these final episodes. Do you think they're going to market it?
I was talking to Jess about this last night, and I really think they've seriously fucked up here, like, because so many people are out now. Like, some people just casual. I don't mean like all of us. Everybody in this chat, everybody watching this channel, we're all people that are like searching out the extra content on the internet. Like, we're probably in the top like 10% of fans.
Woohoo!
But all, all those people that are just like, either they watch it when it's live on a Sunday, or they, catch it after a few episodes have piled up on their DVR. Like, those people, if they've tuned into like 4 or 5 and then they see a musical, they're like, or like if they're Gigi fans or Bet and Tina fans or whatever, or even just Bet fans, they're gone and they're not going to come back. No one's randomly, they don't know as well. Like, a lot of the people who don't come and watch our channels, they don't know fucking Bet and Tina are coming back. They saw them go, and then they saw Gigi go, and then no one's been back. They haven't done any marketing, any publicity to say they will come back, which is just absolutely insane considering the episodes are already shot and they have material they can pull from it. So it again, my real job is marketing and PR. I would have never done anything like this. I would have from the get-go had a trailer at the end of episode 2 saying Bet and Tina will return in blah blah blah, like some sort of Marvel movie. And right now, you better believe I would be absolutely flooding people with, they're coming back, they're doing this, there's a big event coming, and
Yeah, they
it's
didn't do a
crazy.
mid-season trailer. They are dropping the
Nothing.
ball on that.
There's no publicity. There's not even promo. There's nothing this season apart from the musical behind the scenes, which got no views whatsoever.
Was that on their YouTube channel or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, maybe we will get a 4th season, which is news to me, or maybe like Evelyn and I were right to just assume based on them not promoting anything. Evelyn, what would you grade Alice, Nat, and Gigi? And
I gave them a well, I think I was a little harsh. I'm gonna give them a D minus.
Oh, okay. I thought they were gonna get an F from you.
Well, I was, but I'm like, they were entertaining. That's the thing. Like it wasn't it was entertaining to a certain point. So I'll give them a D minus.
Ash.
A minus.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So
love
just
them.
a little below Danny and Gigi on your scale.
Yeah, I mean there is quite a brevity between the A plus and the A minus, but I like them a lot more than Shane and Ivy and Shane and Kiara. So yeah, I have to.
Okay. I went with B minus. I for reasons Evelyn was mentioning, I just was so entertained by this plot line. And I thought it was something that we haven't really seen much of on the show. And I loved they had good chemistry, not in like a romantic way, but even just when the three of them were in scenes together, like that car scene when Gigi sneaks in. This is before the throuple,
Yes.
or sorry, this is after the throuple. But they had good timing amongst the three of them, and I was just always glued to the screen when the three of them were in a room together.
Yeah. I just like them all too.
Okay. We're coming towards the end. I threw this kind of at the end of the list here. This is an oldie, an early relationship from the reboot, Danny and Sophie, that they really the end of Danny and Sophie kind of continues to, I think, mess with the dynamics of how they want to create a friend group. But where are you two sitting at with this oldie? I can't say oldie but a goodie, but this oldie Gen Q couple.
I really didn't like them together.
Nothing? You didn't like anything about Danny and Sophie?
Actually, when I started watching the reboot, like just before I started my channel, episode 6 of season 1, I was really like, what are they doing with these people? Like I just felt no. And then it was even more frustrating because it's still at that stage. Like we were getting so little about the OGs, and like we weren't even. I was like, why aren't they bringing other people back? Like, why are we getting these people? Yeah, I don't think they had any chemistry.
Really? You don't think they had any chemistry, huh?
No, just not to me anyway.
What about you, Evelyn? What did you think of them chemistry wise?
No, I don't think they had any chemistry at all.
Not both of you think they had none whatsoever. They
Nope.
had a pretty hot sex scene at the opening. Was it episode 1 of season 1?
Did they?
Like, even look at them in that picture. They look like
friends in this photo. To me, I admit that.
Yeah, I don't know. I never felt like they had chemistry. I never thought they were a good match, which I guess was the point because, it didn't work out. So yeah, I don't get them as a couple. I never did.
no.
They didn't
Like
seem
Sophie and Finley made more sense to me than Danny and Sophie.
Mm.
And they had better chemistry.
Because does Sophie and Finley make more sense to you, Evelyn, because they are like better matches to each other?
I think they're better matches, and because like I don't even like, how did Danny and Sophie even get together?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even make sense. Like it doesn't. Mm-mm.
Well, Sophie like cheated on her girlfriend.
Is that how they got together?
Danny?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't know. I never understood them as a couple.
Yeah, I think Sophie's more chill and down to earth and more fun, and Danny is like a little bit more, especially in season 1, business, all about proper appearances. She seems overly concerned about like her dad in season 1 to me, but I gave him a C minus.
I give
was
him
like,
an F. Yeah, I give him an F. I just don't. It didn't make sense to me. I don't know. I don't get. I was like, do y'all even like each other?
And they were like this passionate, but like we were led to believe that like Sophie really, really wanted to get married and was like pushing Danny to propose. And it was like, why? Like, why did they? It just, they were so young. And they like, I just think there's such a more interesting story with even just Sophie and Finley and like working at Alice's show. Like,
Yes.
that's way more interesting than
Mhm.
like whatever we got.
yeah, good points. So
You
what
know
would
who had
your
better chemistry than them? Danny and Bet.
Yeah.
Danny and Bet had better chemistry than Danny
Yeah.
and Sophie. I don't know. I just don't think they were the good.
how long
I'd give them a D.
D? Okay. Well, you two both graded them harsher than me, so we did okay. C minus for me, F for Evelyn, D for Ash. Definitely not one of the best couples. And as Evelyn mentioned, the show didn't want us to see them necessarily as a good couple. I honestly did not put Bet and Danny on this list. Were they? How long were they together for? Or were they together?
They
Ben,
weren't
No,
oh,
sorry.
no.
Yeah, they just the show was fucking with us. They were just like, it would be funny. And then they just did that. Like, I'm convinced that's what happened. No, they weren't.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm losing my mind. Yeah, they were never
Although, did
together.
you put Bet and Gigi on the list?
I didn't. That's who I forgot.
Blasphemy.
Well,
Okay.
I can add them. We can quickly
Okay.
grade Bet and
A
Bet.
plus.
Really? For Bet and
I-
They
Gigi?
were a terrible couple, Ash.
Fucking love them together. I fucking love them together.
They're a
Oh my
Really?
terrible couple.
Yeah.
What do you love about them, Ash?
Because they're so hot. That's why I left them together.
Oh, right. Back to the hotness.
There we go. Yeah. That was it.
I just felt like
Listen,
Bet.
I'm honest at least.
No,
No,
I love
hey,
it.
yeah.
I love
no.
it.
You're not wrong.
A plus. What about you, Evelyn?
A.
I'll give them like I guess they are both very attractive.
You could do it.
Jesus. Fuck.
Bet and Gigi. Somebody in the chat was just like, no.
Because they were a horrible couple. That's the thing. C plus. They were a horrible couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. So Ash is really a big fan, and me and Evelyn are kind of like, eh.
Oh, someone's asking about Angie because you ain't put Nan Angie on this list.
I didn't.
None of Angie's relationship.
Well,
Oh, Andrew the Professor, F minus.
Oh gosh.
is Jordy DI? Okay.
I don't think it matters.
I left Angie off because
She's a child.
I don't talk about the kids.
Yeah,
either.
no, I feel you.
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny.
their relationship was like very prominently displayed though, and it is a queer relationship.
Yeah, it was cute enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Up until the end, up until the second season.
I give it a C because I didn't
Yeah.
understand where they were going.
A C sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
C's across the board.
C's across the board.
We don't need to put the professor. I think we all give that one
No.
F's.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to our final couple to grade, the couple of the show. And really, as I've been watching more of your videos, Ash. I really liked when you broke down Jennifer Beals' interview because I kind of knew this, but I didn't realize how hard Jennifer Beals has gone for Bet and Tina reuniting.
She's the number one Bet and Tina shipper.
She is.
Oh, you left
apparently.
off Tina and Carrie. Nancy says.
Oh, I did leave off Tina and Carrie. Uh-oh. Oopsie. Okay, I do want to do Tina and Carrie actually. Let me go back here. Let's quickly do Tina and Carrie. I liked them as
Me
a couple.
too. I also like Tina and Carrie. I thought they were cute. I'll give them a B plus.
Okay. Where you
C
fallen in line?
minus.
C minus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I would expect. I think for me, the show, it seemed like the show wants us to see Carrie's insecurities, and one of the insecurities Carrie seems to have is that like maybe she's not good enough to be with Tina. But I don't know that I necessarily thought that when I was watching their relationship,
Mm.
because Tina was allowed to take more of the spotlight with Carrie, which is
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
get with Bet as much. Pre Bet's change of
10 minutes in a silent retreat.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think as well with like the Carrie thing, it was just easy. It wasn't, you know, the whole thing.
Yeah, we're seeing some C's. We all kind of gave them B's and C's, so maybe that's where you're describing it's an easy relationship. Okay, so can we have I left out any more, chat? Should we do we didn't do Micah and
Jose.
That was so long ago. It feels like
Yeah.
light years
That was a
ago.
minute ago.
I don't think anyone was passionate about that.
They were fine, you know. They were fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're all fine with them.
Yeah. They're all right.
Okay, back to Bet and Tina. So this was the other couple that you two said you might feud about.
I don't think we're gonna feud. I'm just not gonna give them an A, and Ash is. That's what like it's not a feud.
Well, them's fighting words.
I'm just not.
Tibbeters.
I don't give out A's all willy nilly.
Damn, Professor
Unless
Evelyn.
your name is Kaylani.
Evelyn is a hard crowd to please.
So far, they're getting super A, plus plus plus. Joanne's just no.
Yeah, because I mean, even if you look at my comments normally, because a lot of those people are my subscribers that
Jenny and
most
Marina.
of my-
Oh shit.
We're not going that far back. Jesus Christ.
That would take 4 hours.
20 years is like
I forgot what we were doing. I'm so sorry.
Jesus Christ. She's in the wrong show. I think that, like a lot of those people think that same like, oh, they really like, but there is like this little subset from my channel that really hate Bet and Tina, and like I find that I think that's great that like those people still come and like watch my stuff, and sometimes I have the most interesting conversations with those people who are on an opposing view. So like I don't ever want anyone to think like, oh, you have to like this or like that to come on my channel or to watch something. So I like love seeing all the differing views and things. Like it'd be so boring if everyone was just like, oh yeah, I agree with you.
Oh, totally. So you don't hate them, Evelyn. You just don't ship them.
No, I mean they're fine. I thought their love scene was very mid. If their love scene wasn't so mid, I would have given them an A. But it was very, very mediocre. I don't know.
In their defense.
Go for it.
That scene was actually just done on the fly that day.
Yeah.
Because they at the end of episode 2 where they're in Bet's in the car with Alice and Tess and Shane and Angie, they all got COVID in that car except Jennifer Beals. So when everybody else was down with COVID, it was like a day that Laura was on set, and they're like, oh, we don't want to lose the shoot day. So they just were like, oh, we're going to do this.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't very good. I'm sorry. I mean, like it wasn't.
I liked it. But
I'm not saying I don't like Bet and Tina. I just thought that the scene was just, I'm like,
it was way too quick. Like it
wasn't that good. But then again, Gen Q doesn't do the best love scenes I've noticed. Like their love scenes aren't that. The L Word love scenes were so much better. Like the Bet and Tina love scenes in the L Word were amazing. But the Gen Q love scenes, I don't know who's choreographing them, but
the other thing about all of that too, this kind of like bleeds into that, is this is my biggest critique about the season so far, and I know that both of you will agree about this, because you, no matter what, like Bet and Tina, Danny and Gigi, pretty much anyone who has had any love scene, kissing scene, whatever, the whole image around it is fucking horrendous. The lighting, the hair in the face, like you cannot get one clean image for a thumbnail of even the Shane and Ivy. Nobody. Everybody is terribly lit, shaking. The scenes are cutting like this constantly that you can't even get like an establishing shot. I do not know what, like the entire scene with Jennifer Beals and Laura Holloman, it Jennifer Beals is like this. Like you can't see her face. It's
Like I
like,
said, I don't
isn't
know who's
it?
choreographing these love scenes. The thing is, people's love of Bet and Tina comes from the L Word. It doesn't come from Gen Q. If you're
Oh
someone
hell
who
yeah.
only watched Gen Q, you wouldn't give a shit about Bet and Tina. It's the love comes from the L Word, which I completely
Mhm.
understand. But if we're judging Gen Q, if we're just judging Gen Q, ugh, they didn't do them any favors.
See, I was assuming that sex scene wasn't as hot, maybe because like Jennifer Beals doesn't want to show the graphic stuff that maybe they showed in the original.
Mhm.
But am
Well, you
I
don't have
total
to show skin to have a hot love scene.
Yeah,
That's the
see, I
thing.
yeah,
Like I don't.
I
It had
agree.
nothing to do with skin. I mean, they're older. They're like, hey, we're not gonna put our little bits and pieces out. I totally understand that. I don't think that was the issue with the love scene. It wasn't like, oh, I need to see more titties. That wasn't, you know,
Mhm.
that wasn't my problem.
Well, now I feel gross, Evelyn,
No,
because
I'm not
clearly
saying
my
that's
issue
the
was
no,
give me the more
no,
titties. No, I'm just kidding.
no, 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 no,
No,
no.
no. My memory from that scene was the wrist. They zoomed in on the hand, and that was like an artistic moment. Um, you're right. It wasn't a great scene.
I mean, I feel like y'all. I mean, I get it. When they're your faves, right? So you want to see them, and you're
Mhm.
going to see them in a very, you know, a certain light. No matter what they do. But like, I think Bet and Tina are fine, but I don't know. I'm just looking at them in that one scene, and
Yeah.
eh,
How did what did how did you find the scene, Evelyn, where Bet's chasing for Tina in traffic? Like I thought that was supposed to be this huge Tibbet
they
moment.
were trying so hard to make iconic Tibet. See, they were those first two episodes or however many they were in. They were trying so hard to get like an iconic Tibet moment, and I think they were trying too hard. It's just like I think just like let them be, like let it be natural, let it be organic, and I think that they set up these things hoping to have the moment everybody's talking about. It's like, oh my god, Bet's running through traffic or whatever the fuck else they did, and I don't think they needed all that. Like I really don't. I think that I mean, the people just wanted Bet and Tina, and I think they were trying a little too hard with Bet and Tina, you know?
That I do think that you're totally right about that, about because the one thing that I see, like I talk to so many people who just like love Bet and Tina, and they don't say like we want these super long graphic sex scenes. Like literally what I see people ask for is like Bet and Tina like sitting in bed like doing the fucking crossword. Like they want really simple stuff, and they don't super care about like seeing all this other stuff or big gestures or that. They just really want to see those two actors just being together because they do have that chemistry and like that deeper, and I think they've played those characters for 20 years, like they know what they're doing. So I really hope that for episodes 9 and 10 that they just seriously get it to fucking gather and not blast the music, not be screwing things up with lighting and trying to do all these like the sex scene with the macro lens like super close going over everyone. Like they just want simple, like soft as everybody says, Bet and Tina. That's pretty much it. And I know I've been hyping up this fridge scene and stuff, but it's really simple is what people want, and going completely overboard is not helping anyone and making these big like
Like, I enjoyed them walking into Dana's when they were meeting Alice and
yes,
Shane.
yeah.
That so much more than the car chase scene or the Tina chase scene.
I think was it the first season when Tina just first showed up and they were just having that conversation in the kitchen?
Mhm.
Love that.
Me too.
Like,
Yeah.
give me that. That's great. The dinner scene, where Bet,
Oh, that's
doing
amazing.
her shit. That give me more of that. Give me, So I mean, you have these actresses that can act. Like, let them act.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point, Evelyn, that they are doing a lot with
They're
Bet and
doing a
Tina.
lot. They're doing the most.
Should
And I get it. They're trying to create iconic moments. I really think that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to create iconic moments and, eh.
I feel like we'll decide as a fan base what is and
That's the
isn't
thing. They're
iconic.
trying to
Mhm.
give it to us on a plate and be like, this is the iconic moment for Bet and Tina. And it's just like, well, is
And
it?
yeah, we're not really accepting it. It's not, you can't.
That's the sorry, go.
No, Ash, go ahead.
That's the thing, like, those if you look across, like, the whole 6 seasons of the show, like, there's, even look in the 5th season, actually, there's, like, the elevator scene and, the honey honey scene and she bar and all those. Like, to me, and, like, most people, I would say, is, like, the she bar moment is, like, a really big moment, and, like, lots of people point to that as, like, the iconic, them getting back together or whatever. But there's so much bigger scenes and hotter scenes and all that, but that is like a simple scene where they're literally in the back of like a club and it's just the two of them, and there's not really any dialogue or any big gesture. Like, it was just the two of them, and actually a lot of that scene, like the whole crying thing and stuff, was improvised or like unscripted. And that's why, again, like what Evelyn said, like, you have two great actors, just like leave them a fucking alone and like let them do what they have to do, especially on this show that carries a lot of critique about the writing and the storyline. And everybody who's a writer on that show is very new. And again, these people have been playing these characters for 20 fucking years. Like, they know what they're doing. Like, let them do it.
Well said. That being said, I have a feeling, Ash, that you are still giving them an A with a little plus sign beside it. Am I wrong?
Fuck yes, baby. A plus plus.
Oh, A plus plus. Okay.
Dang all that. Yeah, A plus plus, baby.
Evelyn, what are you going to end up giving?
I'll give them a B plus.
Okay.
Solid effort.
I had started out. Oh, go ahead, Evelyn.
Oh no, I was just saying B plus again.
Yeah. So I started out with a B plus, and I ended up. If I sit here and I just think of the impact that this couple has, and also, like, when I talk to other people about this show, anecdotally, people are looking for a healthy lesbian couple to be like, because so many lesbian movies, like, it's so depressing. And I think that they do, and Evelyn's right, it's all because of our love from the OG for me, but they do serve this, like, they're successful individuals, and they're like normal, and they're hot, and they're aging, and they have a grown kid together. And I cannot deny the Bet and Tina of it all. I have to give them an A as well.
Woo.
But mine's just a minus because of,
Because of Gen Q.
Yeah, because of Gen Q. Ash, I think it was you were talking about the writers being so young. Do you think that has how much has that impacted these storylines? Because, like, Marcia Lewis Ryan, she's in charge of the whole thing, and she's not, she's no younger than us.
She's a little bit older than me.
Okay.
She's like 30, 38, I think. 37, 38. But all of the writers this season are significantly younger. They're all, this is like a lot of their first job. And I think like saying like, oh, they're young, like that's the issue here. I don't think so. I really think that it comes down to the fact that people, you lead from the top, whatever you want to say it, but not being able to structure a season, a storyline, and to be able to say, okay, you should have all your I mean, Evelyn is probably way better explaining this than me. Like all your characters at the beginning of the season, like where do you want them to go? What do you want them to do? Like where should they be at the end of the season? And please like write down where we're up to. We're getting episode 7 tomorrow, and I couldn't tell you what most of the people's storylines are. And there's just stuff that's just like randomly dropped and picked up. And it there's really some very simple things that I look at, and things like the fact that they cannot for the life of them structure a timeline. I mean, people may say like, oh, I'm nitpicking or whatever, or I'm looking too into it, but to not be able to keep track of a timeline of a 10-week show, like that's embarrassing.
No, it is. You're right. Yeah, their drop storyline / timeline issue has really plagued all 3 of the seasons, especially season 3.
Yeah, it's wild.
Okay, I do want to look at this report card here, and let me see. Okay, let me get it back on. And just glancing at it, I think Bet and Tina still got graded the highest because Evelyn didn't do a controversial enough grade. Professor Evelyn still gave them a B.
I have no problem with Bet and Tina. I really don't. Honestly, if maybe Gen Q this season, because I really think they were fine up until this season. Like I like the Carrie stuff. I really like them. It was just this season is just kind of like, meh.
Agreed.
That's all. I mean, that's all. Like, I think they had the strongest. Was it season 2 when Carrie showed up?
Yeah.
I think they had some of the strongest storylines of everyone. So in season 2. So.
Well, they certainly are the teacher's pet today, and I think they are like of the show, seeing as we've all talked about how like this is what's wrapping the show up is going to be Bet and Tina. So yeah, Bet and Tina, and for the record, neither Evelyn and I are shipping them, but we also recognize we're not like hating them.
No. We hate Sophie and Finley.
I no longer
Wait,
hate
not
them.
Sophie and Finley. Damn it, I meant to say Danny and Sophie.
Oh, okay. Danny and
we
Sophie.
We hate Danny and Sophie, not Sophie and Finley.
Yeah, I think the affair storyline, I just put myself in Danny's shoes. I just would never want to find out on my wedding day that my fiance and my friend who's like at my house all the time had been having an affair. And so that just yeah. But yeah, I don't know why I said that, because they weren't a good couple.
They really weren't. They really weren't.
Okay, we have graded all of the couples. I think we all get A's in how we've done today, grading couples.
I think so.
And everyone, at the beginning of the live, I talked a little bit about Evelyn's book, Girls Who Pray. I did link that in the description. Both Ash and Evelyn's channels are linked in the description. You probably are already subscribed, but sometimes you can be watching people and realize and forget that you aren't subscribed. So double check and make sure you're subscribed both to Ash and Evelyn.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming on my channel and doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's always so much fun. Always so much fun. I love it.
Any chance I get to remind everyone that Kaylani once followed me.
Right? I'm telling you, dude, get those business cards printed up. Like, do it. Do it.
Okay, everyone, make sure you're watching all of Ash's videos. Make sure you check out Evelyn's Patreon, where she is recapping the episodes on her Patreon podcast. And if you haven't already subscribed to Lescast, that's another channel where I am recapping the episodes with a new guest every
Ooh.
time. All right, so everyone, we will hopefully all be able to come together again to talk L Word, or who knows, maybe one day the three of us will do a non-L Word live. That would be crazy.
Ooh.
I do owe one lesbian shout out to Rosie. That was for you. I forgot to scream lesbian earlier, so there you go. And we will see you all later. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
See you guys tomorrow. Happy New Year.